All right, so welcome to the Cardboard Guide and welcome to the Cardboard Conversations. And with us today we have Jim and Patti, and we have invited them into the studio because they are the most hardcore old school nerds that we know, and they have been following our channel for quite some time. Today we're going to do a little box opening of Sorcery Beta, and we're also going to talk a lot about the roots of TCGs and Dungeons and Dragons.
And we are so excited. So welcome. Thank you so much for joining us, both Jim and Patti. We are very excited. Could you, for our viewers and maybe even listeners, just give us a little introduction of yourselves?
Sure. So I'm Jim.
I'm Patti.
And we've been married, 33 years?
And we live in Nebraska, USA.
Yep. We met at a Renaissance fair when I came home from Desert Storm back in 1991. We've been together for a long time. So a little bit about us. I've been playing Dungeons and Dragons since 1978. I actually have some of my original D&D before Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, before Second AD or Second Edition, and so on and so forth. I have some of those books if you guys want to see those on camera. But when we came home from Desert Storm, she was in college.
And I played D&D in high school and college and played video games on the Texas Instrument TI-9094A. I don't know if people have ever heard of that, but I played on that as a teenager. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. So I was a gamer before I met him.
When you're in college and you're together and you're working, you don't have a lot of time to play Dungeons and Dragons. And at that time, a friend of ours who owned the game store said, "Hey, you should check out this game called Magic the Gathering. So you can play it in 10 to 15 minutes, and it's a lot of fun, and it's got that medieval feel." So I go, "Okay, cool."
And to be perfectly honest, when we first heard about it, we were just like, "That's not real gaming."
It's not real gaming.
And then we played it and went,
"Oh,
this is fun." And then somebody described it to us as crack for gamers.
Yeah.
You have never spent money on crack since being introduced to Magic the Gathering.
Exactly.
Because you always want more. You can keep playing, but you always want more. So we would buy a box every once in a while, and we could play. Our kids were little. We could pick it up and play a game or two while they were taking a nap or whatever. And it was a lot easier to put down and walk away from more than D&D was.
Right. And so we started with some Beta and Arabians, and really got into it with Antiquities and
Limited.
So we've been doing this for a couple of days.
Found Rudy and found the professor, and they have since found Sorcery and found you, and it's been fun to get back into again.
Yeah, it really has. It really has, and it's a lot of fun. I still run a first edition Advanced Dungeons and Dragons game every Wednesday night for my friends that I went to school with. Of course, they're in 4 different states and 3 different time zones. I've been a DM since 1979. I primarily play as a dungeon master, so I have. You guys have seen some of my stuff, but I have. I think all of the first edition modules. Now, most of my stuff is not collectible edition because we played with them. When I was in the Army, I was on a tank, and we would play with them in the field. So they got muddy and dirty. We play with them in the barracks. We play with them in the what are the rooms? The dorms in college. I mean, this was a game.
Yeah.
I had no idea it would turn into what it turned into from a collectible standpoint. So I guess that's a very long introduction about us.
Yeah, but it was wonderful.
I mean, where am I?
It does move. Very cool.
Oh yeah.
I think that's awesome because it does add like a lot of context to our box opening and the conversation that we're going to be having during this box opening. So I think that's awesome.
I love the fact the artists maintain the rights to their art. I think that's amazing. It feels like, it's not the same gameplay, but it feels like Magic from 1994, 1993, 1995, that era.
It wasn't about a 3-turn win like it is now. Because we played kitchen table. We never played in any tournaments or anything like that. And that's another thing. The rules fit on a little teeny tiny pamphlet that was inside the unlimited decks back in the day. And the rules were just kind of fast and loose at the kitchen table. So
yeah, that was a lot of fun.
You would go to a different store or something, and people would have a different rule for different things in the ante. And
we've seen the whole development cycle, I guess, of this whole thing since the late 70s, and it's been crazy. I'm both thrilled and disappointed. I'm thrilled with how popular has become, and I'm thrilled with how more female gamers they are. Because when I was in high school, there were very, very few female gamers, and I'm very thrilled to see how it's more equalizing. I don't know where it's at. I don't know if it's really equal, but the fact that I see more women playing the games and represented in the games, I think is fantastic.
Yeah, I was the unusual one.
I got the unusual one.
Back in the day with Magic and Dungeons and Dragons, were you the only female in your play group, or were there others?
And when I was, for the most part, yeah. Until I started playing in college, I had the gaming group I was with. Actually, how we met was through a bulletin board system, and we met
BBS.
at the Renaissance Fair. And the guy who ran our D&D group. And when he got engaged, she started playing. So she was like the first real female gamer I ran into. And she was just kind of into it because he was.
We all met up.
And then we all actually had a big meetup of the whole group
at the Renaissance Fair. Cool. And so that's how I met her. I followed her around all day. She didn't even notice me. I was unnoticeable.
That was a few years ago. But yeah, that's kind of how we met and how we evolved into this. And everybody else has another story too. I'm sure that could be almost as fascinating as, if not more,
way
so
more
than
fascinating than ours. Ours is so
what is it about sorcery that feels like? Because we've been talking back and forth at home, just like I wonder what components of sorcery does make it feel like it's like early Magic. Do you have like any idea about pinpointing? Is it the art? Is it the gameplay? Is it the community? What is it about sorcery?
Well, all of the above.
Especially the art for me and the community, because it was that small knit over this little niche group of people playing this unique game. And with the advent of the internet, and it's around the world, it's not just you at your local GameStop and whoever you might run into.
It's people we run into in Denmark, for example. So that the gameplay, very much so. Not from a mechanic standpoint, but from a exploration standpoint, from a discovery standpoint.
How making cards work together in different combinations.
And here's a key thing for me with sorcery. I've never been upset losing a game of sorcery. Ever. It's always funny how you lose sorcery. I mean, somebody threw a freaking sneak thief at me from with a trebuchet or something. I don't know. It's always hilarious how you lose in sorcery. I think because you can just picture the storyline, right?
And that's kind of how Magic used to be. We would sit down and you'd play, and we would play, and it was just
zombies.
Or all of a sudden. Like fireball light bulb out of nowhere. It's like
But so it's not so much about the math. I mean, you can make it about the math, but I think it's a lot harder to make it about the math in sorcery because of a grid system that changes every single game. Sorcery doesn't feel like it's about the math. Like I like the fact, I know I'm controversial, I like the fact you're going to bigger deck sizes. And the reason for that is I agree with them. You should have a more element of chance because it makes it more fun for not everybody, because there are people who are like, I'm very competitive. I want this combination. Okay, play Magic.
So are there some cards that you're missing that you hope to pull? Or
I actually have.
I think you got a whole complete beta set.
I have a complete beta set non-foil. Okay. And I do want to thank you guys because I didn't know about the curios until after I'd opened a couple of boxes.
For the alpha.
For the alphas. Because I kickstarted it. And I kickstarted it because I'm a huge fan of Frank Frazetta. Have been since I was a kid in the 70s. Specifically the Death Dealer. And you'll see the Death Dealer behind me in our little card pictures back there.
Yeah.
And when Rudy put the Death Dealer up on his channel, talking about the first time he talked about sorcery, like I'm kickstarting that, and I wish I'd bought more. Of course, you know how that goes. But that was I'm gonna get really pretty cards, even if the card game doesn't go anywhere. I don't care. I'm gonna get some really cool looking cards, right? And then I played the game. I was like, wow, this is a ball. So
and then we found content creators on YouTube.
Yeah, then we found like you guys. I think you guys had like 300 subscribers or something when we first joined up with you guys.
Wow, so that's going a while back. Yeah, for sure.
And so we follow everything you guys do. We think you guys are fantastic content creators. But getting back to that, since you guys were following the curios, right? I had pulled. In fact, I think you can see it behind me. Maybe.
Where's Gridlord? He's back there.
I pulled a Gridlord.
Oh,
wow,
and
that's a good one.
What it was.
I didn't know it. I was like almost near the end of the box, and there's a sorcerer in the wrong spot. And I'm like, that sucks. Why did I pull a sorcerer? What the hell? Or heck, sorry.
But wow, the Grid Lord, that's really, I think that's such an epic one, especially because it's a throwback to, the game was supposed to be something else, and the name and everything.
No, it loses it.
If
you look over his shoulder.
Yeah, if you look over my shoulder, you'll see the Grid.
Yeah, I can see it there, yeah.
Yeah.
And but I was upset about. I'm not upset. I'm like, well, this kind of sucks. I already have a bunch of sorcerers. Why would there be one in that slot?
He couldn't find a Death Dealer, which is the card he really wanted. So he and our friend Jared, who they opened up cards together, he's sitting at the table just, I just need a Death Dealer. And just really grouchy. And then we went on check Discord, and you were talking about curios. Oh.
I'm like, what is Grid Lord? It's not the name of the game. And I saw your video on that. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool, yeah.
Very cool indeed.
And then the last curio I pulled is on there somewhere, which is a beta Far East Assassin.
It's over your head.
Oh. And, yes, it's over my head. And the only reason I pulled that is that box was not supposed to be open. That was a box I was just going to save. But I needed 100 points for dust for the card I really wanted to get out of dust. Screw it. I just opened it.
And we got another curio.
That's a pretty good reward for opening another box, for sure.
And I got the color out of space, which is the card I wanted that I needed the additional 100 points for. So.
Amazing.
And that's another thing I do like about Sorcery too is the whole dust system of that you're not just collecting just to collect the cards. You get a little bonus, and you can't just go and buy them all up if you have a lot of money laid around. So I think it's a neat way to kind of equalize things for people.
Yeah, I think so too.
So open this up.
Dying to open this, and it's been staring at me. I had to cover it up with some plastic because it was staring at me.
Bag.
And it's like I'm gonna open this if I don't. It
has a little tear in it already.
All right, so I'm gonna use the blade here.
It's already there. Gently.
Open it. Okay, we're not professionals. we are geeks, so we don't have a high dexterity.
But high charisma points, so we're going to enjoy it anyway.
Indeed.
She has a high charisma.
Okay, so we are ready, and we have just switched up the camera so we can actually see what's going on with the cards while we just talk and enjoy some cards here.
Yeah, hopefully we get some fun stuff.
We're going to have fun stuff.
Absolutely. Fingers crossed for you guys.
Indeed. So have you built any decks?
Oh, yes.
He builds and
how many?
Well, how many do I still have constructed, or how many have I built? Because I like building decks. It's fun. I have 3 decks built right now, and I like to try to make them competitive with each other because I don't know. Unfortunately, here where we live in Nebraska, it's small. There's not small. We have a few 100,000 people in the town, but there's not. It's not a play community, really a play community here yet. I'm going to move this out of the way. So we're working on it.
Just push it right up there.
There you go. That's perfect. And so I try to build decks that are competitive with each other because my friends who don't really have cards yet, or don't.
And you have played with precons.
Yeah, played a lot of precons, and who don't really know a lot. When we're playing, that we go through the decks, and the decks are competitive with each other so that they can, have fun with it as much as I do.
Yeah.
Now that I will tell you, hold on. Who's this artist?
One of my favorite cards. This is Andrea Modesti.
Yeah, pull up a little bit.
There we go.
It's Andrea Modesti, right?
Yeah. So we love medieval history, especially European medieval history, and
I've actually shot one of those crossbows.
Yeah, and so
it's a lot of fun
with the War of the Roses and such. The representation here is just amazing.
There's a foil back there
already.
Yeah.
Ooh. All right, Sea Raiders. Cool. Keep going.
I'm trying to make sure I keep them in there.
Yay!
Cornerstone, and then it's the
yay! I'm already.
That was quick.
Right off the bat.
Cool.
That's a really nice card.
Yeah.
I love that card. That's an Elvira, and then we've got the. Let me go ahead and go back to the.
What do we get for the
foil? We've got
the
nice
iceberg
and a side even iceberg. Nice.
Wow.
Lights up
I don't
really
have a lot of.
pretty.
I think that's only the 4th or 5th foil site I've gotten. My favorite one is the inn in foil. What's the name of that inn?
Oh,
Honeybrug Inn.
Honey, yeah. I
that's
love
another
it.
one of my favorite art cards. I know
I think.
it's ordinary, but it's pretty. And then you've got for a Spring River.
Yay!
I mean, that's a good start.
That's a great start. So I'm happy with that. I can't believe I got a mix right off the bat.
That's cool, yeah.
Ooh, Wings of Intervention. There we go.
All right, so I'm gonna set these.
Shield Maidens.
Yeah.
Another one of my favorites. There we go.
Yeah, sorry about having the cards out of frame because we are not professionals. We are.
We see the cards fine. I think it looks very nice.
Free
Free
City.
City. That's a great site.
I'm going to ask you guys to please pay attention. Wow.
Ooh, cool.
Wow.
A unique.
Wow.
And a good unique.
A beautiful unique.
Wow.
Sure.
Having that on a battle mage makes it so much more fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Patty, from now on, Patty opens the cards because she's much better at this than I am.
I love the hounds.
I would ask you guys to pay attention and for curios for us because I don't know what the curios are for beta.
We will keep a steady eye on those.
Shabai.
I appreciate that.
And there's a
We have the expert in house.
Yes.
Yes.
My biggest fear is, when we do a box opening, because usually I open the packs and Sophie does the talking.
Yes, and
And my
the
biggest,
live chat.
biggest fear is that I miss a curio. That would be hilarious if the curio channel actually missed their own curio.
Of course.
So far, we haven't found one.
Well, I appreciate the fact that you guys are keeping your eyes out for us because we will certainly do the same thing.
another
Judge.
An Autumn Unicorn. That's also a great
That's a
pack.
good card.
That
Oh,
would
wow.
be a great pack for seal play.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was like, okay, I'll go with.
I've never played sealed.
It's fun. It's really
is
fun.
it?
I enjoyed it with Magic.
Yeah. I haven't played any draft because that's too much math for me. I can't,
Yeah.
contain all that information in my little head. But seal is much more easy. You just you get 6 packs and you build a deck. Oh, how many cards I can't remember.
It's like
12
20
sides
yeah.
and 25.
Yeah.
12, 25.
I think it's gonna be. Go ahead.
And you just build from what cards you get in the packs.
I think it's gonna. I don't mean to cut you off. I'm so sorry. I think it's gonna be really interesting with the new draft pack decks that they are putting out. I think that'll be really interesting to see how that works.
Absolutely.
That.
I think we're going to be using them for sealed in at Spiel, actually. Oh, I love that Guile Simons.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
So, Patty, do you have a favorite artist? We know that you're really into the art in the game.
So for Melissa Poole is a favorite from going back in the day because she used to do, not Melissa Poole, Melissa
Benson?
Benson, thank you. See, I was thinking of the other Poole,
Mark
Poole, and I get my M's and P's mixed up. Melissa Benson from the old school days, and then also from the old school Magic cards was, there's no foil back there. Kaja and
Kaja Folio.
Kaja is my absolute favorite, and I actually have a print of it, of the Swords to Plowshares.
Yeah.
The one we did for Ice Age. Yeah, that was one of my favorites. And then the new ones, Elvira is a favorite. We just saw her.
We're not meeting the standard here because you can see the foil before
I
you.
know. You got an exceptional Oasis foil, by the way.
Nice. Any of these dual sites in foil, that is a really,
that's
really
a good hit.
That's a nice hit.
That's a pretty card. Too.
I don't have that one.
We checked the prices a few
gone up.
days. I think it was around $40 or so.
Wow.
It was really expensive. So yeah, that's a really good hit. And it just looks really awesome. Also, just put it in your deck and have fun. And it's also a great site because having water on a site means that you can't bury any creatures that's on that site.
Yeah.
So even if you're playing, for instance, all fire, just include those because it's going to give you some safety against earth decks.
I love the foiling. I've never seen foil that's so awesome.
The quality
The quality of the cards. Yes. Oh my God. I have so many freaking Pringled Magic cards. Ugh.
Oh yeah. That's true. We tend to forget that. We're really spoiled with sorcery.
Yeah.
It's
We
great
are.
quality.
Ooh, nice chains. Cool.
Indeed.
I love that artwork.
Yeah. Elvira, I cannot pronounce her name, but she's a favorite too.
Shakarova?
No.
Palikowska?
Halikowska, yeah.
Yes, thank you. And then we've got
It's very clear that she's, I believe she's trained as an architect. That is very evident on a lot of her art. Oh, and Melissa Benson there.
There's Melissa Benson.
Very recognizable with the use of
There's
colors.
another Melissa Benson.
And again, yeah.
And then you've got a Summer River.
See, she's better opening packs. She gets better cards than I do. I think the cards change when she opens them.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. All right. So
That's actually a fun card to play. It truly is. You just-
Yeah,
Not to play against
no,
the
not
house,
to play
Sophie.
against. Jens plays it a lot.
sure. And a Lucky
Oh,
Charm.
nice.
That's a pretty one too.
They're after me, Lucky Charms.
Abundance. Great card, too.
Yeah. And then we'll kind of scan through the back here and see the turtles. He does
I
not
hate
like the
turtles.
turtles. I think the turtles are fun. He does not like
They can be a pain, yeah.
And you got another string river.
Well, she really enjoyed Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as
Yeah.
a kid, so I did not.
I read the
didn't?
comic. I read the
Not
comic,
enjoy
the
turtles.
black and white comic book of it back in the day, and it was not what it is now.
Yeah, the original
The comic books are a little darker.
the original comic books were definitely a lot darker than what's
So,
in normal culture. Oh, we're frozen.
oh,
Oh, there we go. Okay.
And
Okay.
gone
Back,
first.
back in business.
I love that picture.
Yeah, the shield wall,
Yeah.
I love that picture. I've actually stood in the shield wall in the SCA. I love the. It's
and that's Andrea. She's Andrea Modesti.
oh cool.
I
Hydra.
don't know Melissa Benson.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Card guards heard that you like Melissa
Yeah.
Benson, and you're like, all right. We're
Yeah,
going
there we
to
go.
Then you just need the 70 groups on the crossbow.
And the crossbow, for sure.
And the crossbow. Yep.
And the
Yeah,
Geomancer.
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 Is that elite or
no.
unique, or is that just
No, it's regular.
regular? Whatever. Ordinary. Ordinary. That's the right word I'm thinking of. I'll try to crank through these a little bit faster here. We're gonna be here all day.
Yeah, I would love to be here all day, but the YouTube thing does not like you to be there all day. So
Yeah. Let's see here.
You can put it up.
Wind blast.
cool. Again, I love it. I love
Yeah.
that.
That's
And is
good.
that is it a summer beta print?
I think so because I bought this one at our local game store that just got a few boxes
Yeah.
recently.
It looks like it's
Yeah,
very
I think the colors
saturated.
are very vibrant. So
Because all of my other ones were not.
no, we also had only opened
Devil,
one.
Patty, it's a unique.
I think it's
Oh, sorry. Oh, it's 4 cards. I was
Pact
Pact
with the Devil. Great card.
Definitely a summer box. It's very saturated.
Yeah.
Yeah, it reminds me of the alphas.
Yeah, absolutely. But it comes across really lovely. I think the lighting, I think you did good there, guys. It is really vibrant and very clear.
Well, I got this ring light for him for when he plays D&D, because in this room that we have that he plays online, it's hard for him to see, or people to see him.
Yeah, it sucks getting old. I'm in my upper 50s, so my eyesight's not as good as it used to be.
Gargoyle. Yee.
Spectre, I like the Spectre. Hold it up.
Yeah.
Higher.
There
Okay.
you go.
He was a difficult guy to pull for us. Remember back in Alpha?
Yeah, that's true. I was like, it's an elite. Why can't we just pull that?
Yeah.
And need to watch out for the extinguish as well. That can actually be a
Curious?
curio card.
Well, I'll go back while she's opening that. Oh, that's a boil, not a distinguish. Okay.
Well,
A couple boils.
Hane's still doing the trying to track where the cards are in the boxes, or
No,
is that a?
No.
Ooh.
Yeah, you guys and Hane, those are absolutely our two favorite. I love him. He's so cool.
Yeah, he does an amazing job at explaining stuff and really being very clear. And yeah, absolutely.
Kind of feel like I'm in a college course with him. Oh, nice. I only have one of those.
Pretty. Well, now you have 2. Yeah.
Cool.
And now that I've tried to open them where you can't see the foils, we're not seeing any more foils. Another ordinary side.
Well, we're not normal, so you don't have to open them as normal people do.
So are you guys looking forward to Arthurian Legends?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely. I first started reading those, God, I don't know, 6 or 7 years old, with the young reader books.
Hmm.
And so
Are
yeah.
you going to an event? Are there any like in-store hosting events near you?
No,
Not
around here, unfortunately. And of course, I saw the movie Excalibur with Sir Patrick Stewart in it, and as a 14-year-old, I was hooked. Of course, I was playing D&D at the time, and I'm a big time fan of Le Mot d'Arthur.
Here's an imp. And another ordinary sight. Cool.
So what do you think of the cards you've seen so far in Arthurian Legends?
I didn't realize I got another unique site. We got a mouse from there while we were talking.
I focused on it for a second.
Okay.
I looked it up there. But you were talking about, I think we were talking about Arthurian Legends.
So what was your question again? I'm sorry.
What do you think of the cards, spoiled so far?
I think they're pretty funny. I love a lot of the artwork. The rock, it's just a rock cracked me up. I have to admit, I thought that was hilarious. But it's the round table, the Excalibur, just beautiful.
Ooh, Pathfinder.
Nice.
Which is actually the only unique of the avatars.
Really?
Wow. It's a really good box so far. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be interesting seeing how the split strength and power is going to play out. When you look at how Beta plays, I think it's going to be really interesting how that mixes up, especially with the higher deck counts, card counts in the decks. I think it's going to be interesting to see if an actual meta shows up on that, because it's going to be. That's another thing another thing I love about this is, wow, cool, an elementalist as well. Is that I think that it's a lot harder to have if you put this deck together, you're going to win 80% of the time, like you could do with Magic. And that's just off the top of my head number. That's not like a research number or anything, but it feels like that. Whereas Sorcery, I mean, other than the Wolf deck and maybe Roots, but as this continues to grow and you add the additional cards and you add these additional sets, that's going to happen far less,
Yeah, for sure.
And so I think that's fantastic, and I just I really do enjoy the Legends. Oh, cool.
Cloud City
as well.
Another unique site.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the
pretty.
second one. It's
another Elvira.
Yeah, it's only the second one of those I have.
I'll check out those so I don't find them. And no more foils housing out back there. Now that I figure out how to.
So that is you got two more left
over here.
on the first on the cards on the left hand side of the box.
That's usually the good side.
Is that where the good side is?
Yeah, but not necessarily the summer boxes.
No, that's true. That's
Oh,
true.
really?
For me, it's always been the last 4 or 5 packs on the right hand side.
Oh.
Just wanted for him to get upset that I didn't get enough good pulls in this box, and then it's a Foya Philosopher's Stone or a Curio.
You're being mean.
I am being mean to you, Lighthouse.
I like that art.
Yeah, I do too. It's Jeff Easley.
Jeff Easley, yep. Oh, cool, a dragon.
There's a dragon.
So do you know if are they ever going to release the Jeff Easley's dragon? I thought he had a dragon storyline or something that he was putting together.
Oh, yeah.
Junior's mini dragon set?
Yes, I think it's still on target for next year, but they had to postpone for various reasons. And according to some of the 8-Bit Junior's patrons, the set seemed to have grown a bit in size. Originally, I think it was about 10 cards, and apparently there are more art now.
Yeah, 10 cards, even as a mini set, would be kind of small.
Yeah, and it's still very interesting to see how they're going to push it out. If it's going to be just, you can buy it on the website. Ooh, another mix.
Look at that.
Very good.
We might have to get Patty to open all the boxes.
Yeah. No kidding. That's awesome.
I think the color. You're right about the summer print. About it seems like
it's very saturated.
Very saturated. It's really nice.
It's very evident when you take the first print of Beta and put it up next to the summer print, especially with cards with the dark color. I've seen it with the Headless Haunt. When you put those two next to each other, it's very visible. And also, Gaia Hippogriffs.
I think it's going to be really interesting to see what the print runs actually are of summer versus the original. I think that might count for something.
What was that?
I think you are going to find something good now.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think you have a stone. No, I thought it was a stone.
But you just have to look of it just on the top there.
On the edge,
That's not
a bad card. But it's just not
I don't know if it's the curio of it, but
anybody else hiding that back here? Nope. This still wasn't a bad pack.
I thought it was a stone. That would have been wonderful.
That would have been very cool.
I opened 5 non-foil Philosopher's Stones and 1 foil Philosopher's Stones in my betas.
Wow.
Yeah.
We've only opened 1.
Yeah, we've opened 1 in total across all the beta and all the alpha.
So above me, the cards on the left are the alphas. Over my left shoulder and over my right are the betas. My favorite ones on each side, I think. Or do I have that backwards? Is the grid order on the right? No, the right-hand side are the alphas. The left-hand side is the
mirrored again. Yeah. Well, you get 2 exceptional.
Holy ground.
And cool, Black Obulus. I think that's such neat art.
Yeah, it is.
Because
very cool.
Up over, in your part of the world, you guys have those
right
rune
next to each other
stones
in the pack. That was
fun.
Cool. And that's kind of what Black Obulus reminds me of. And I've never had a chance to go see them yet. Hopefully, we get to go to your part of the world one day.
You definitely you have to do. There's also a lot of in Sweden. They have like the rune markings on the mountain stones as well. That's very cool to see. There's a lot of like rune inscriptions in the National Museum in Denmark. That is definitely also worth a visit.
Oh, definitely got to go see it.
Flip.
So, Jim, you mentioned that the Magic 30th release was what made you quit Magic. And you also mentioned that you supported the Sorcery in the Kickstarter. So what was it about Sorcery that, how did you find it? And what was it about the game that made you think, okay, I need to support this?
Well, first off, we got an infiltrator. I love that. But to answer your question, it was a Rudy video. Now, even though having been buying Magic for a while.
Was it Rudy or the professor?
Rudy. No,
I thought the professor talked about it too.
For me, it was Rudy.
Okay.
But Rudy's amusing to me. He's just kind of funny. So I keep, I stay at Patreon with him. And then when he talked about kickstarting this, he pulled up the Death Dealer art on that first video. And the Death Dealer is kind of an important piece of art to me, which sounds very, wrong. But I was a big Frank Frazetta fan growing up in the 70s, and the Death Dealer was, I was reading a lot of Conan the Barbarian when I was, a teenager. And his art was always on it, right? And the Death Dealer was featured several times. I didn't know it was called that at the time. And then when I was in the military, I was in armor. And my unit, 167 armor, was the Death Dealers.
Okay, yeah.
So that's especially meaningful.
Well, it gets even deeper than that because we were part of 3rd Armor Corps. And 3rd Armor Corps' mascot, I guess you say, icon is what they call it, the Phantom Warrior, but it is the Death Dealer, that exact picture from...
okay.
Yeah. So I was part of that unit, and there's a 3,000-pound bronze statue of the Death Dealer in front of 3rd Armor Corps headquarters, and also in 3rd Armor Corps headquarters. And so I saw it all the time. And so, when he pulled that picture, right? And this video, I'm like, I'm kickstarting this. I don't care. I'm kickstarting this. So that's how we came about it. And then it's just like, oh my God, this is fun to play. Cool, Mask of Mayhem. It's the second one of those.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. I get that.
You get which part?
You know, that you wanted to support that after having seen the Death Dealer.
Seen the art.
It's like, so many threats in your life just combining into one.
Yes, definitely, like converging into this one game.
Yeah, it's so weird how that kind of came about. Now I am still kind of heartbroken because my ultimate grail card is a foil Death Dealer.
The foil alpha.
The foil alpha, because the foil presents a Death Dealer. And I don't have $3,000 to buy a foil.
Get one of those.
Indeed. I know the feeling.
I did get a foil Avatar of Earth.
Whoa, okay, that's
pretty impressive.
I think there's a foil.
Yeah, looks like there's a foil
back here.
But
that's one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's her favorite. She loves the bow. Oh, cool.
Ooh. I love any foil site because it's on the mat and you get to see it all the time.
Yeah.
And the foiling is so nice, and they even feel nice. That's another thing I like about them. You can feel the embossing on the card.
Yeah, I think we also saw a sorcery video that team did, while developing the game, where they had some close-up of these raised edges around the text box, and the full art back. I think that's absolutely genius.
Oh, it is, absolutely.
There's your
I
runes.
love it. Yes, I like playing runes.
And
Basilisk. Poor Russian being called to war. Hey, Polymorph, Froggy-morph.
Very cool.
Froggy-morph.
What a nice creature you have. You now have a frog.
Yeah, that's not always the best feeling.
I know that's just an ordinary card, but
it's beautiful.
It's great. Very nice.
Definitely.
But that's also, that's one of the amazing things, that the beautiful art is on every rarity of cards. So you can enjoy all of them.
And they're all full art cards instead of you have to repeat the art in other games. So.
And honestly, another piece of it was how they truly seem to honor the artist. Like, for example, the Death Dealer. I mean, look at the text on the original Alpha Death Dealer with Frank Hand, the artist of death. I mean, that is a tribute. That is a tribute.
Oh, it is. It absolutely is.
Devil's Egg. Very good playable card.
And it's also been interesting to see how they're honoring other people. Like, for instance, Haole and got his Wizard Sten card. And Jesse from the Winning Agenda getting the Spellslinger, the Winning Agenda text on that one. I think that's been amazing to see.
I love that.
I don't think I've seen that spoiler.
I love that. They need to give you guys one. They absolutely need to give you guys one.
I don't know about that, but I think it's
But they were really nice. The card that we got, so Tristan, I think we got that because our eldest boy is actually called Tristan.
Oh, cool!
They thought it was a fitting tribute.
Yeah. So it was very nice, and I think they tried to give every person who did a reveal something special that really felt like it would be good for their content and for their channel.
Well, they care. It feels like at least it feels like they care. You know what I mean?
Wow, very nice.
Wow, that looks beautiful in foil.
That is gorgeous.
That reminds me of like somebody hanging out on a Greek island somewhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Actually, I think it looks like the Gate of Babylon.
Yeah, it has.
Oh, yeah. You can see that. Of course, maybe I've seen too many James Bond movies. You know,
that was gorgeous.
But it's awesome that you can just go exploring in all the art. We did a video a while back about the different tropes that we saw or think we could see in the art, and that was Babylonian culture, some 1600 pirate age culture, Vikings.
I love that video you guys did. That was an awesome video. I watched the video several times. It was awesome.
Cool. It was really fun to make, actually.
Yeah, also because it was a bit of like detective work to see all these different things in the artwork and how much they have clearly thought about making sure that there's like a diverse spread. Also because no matter what set they do next, it's going to feel like there's a connection actually back to the Alpha and Beta.
Exactly. I think
I thought it counted.
I really think that they have a clue. I mean, these guys, when I say have a clue, it's less about, I mean, obviously you want to make money. You got to keep alive and make money. But I don't think it's so much more about that, like Hasbro turned it into. It's more about, like, the games we want to play, you know?
For sure.
At least us as a subculture. Because we're...
Yeah.
Earthquake.
Earthquake. That is going
Great
to be amazing, especially in Arthurian Legends.
I think so, too.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's another foil back here.
It's already amazing. Oh, another
A simple
village.
Cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I think the other one was the humble village, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I'm actually keeping them separated so at the end we can take a look. So we're on the last row. I think we got...
Already? It goes.
Yeah, I
Time
took
goes by really fast.
faster there.
So we got 9 packs left.
Going to flame.
So yeah, so we know that you have been playing and collecting Magic since the very early days. When did you get into Magic, and had you played, other TCGs during that time or in between?
Well, no, so Magic was the first TCG we were ever introduced to. And it was because, like I said, we didn't have time to play D&D because we were going to school and working, and we had kids. So, it was just something that you could very quickly play. Now, she is very much into Star Trek, or we are very much into Star Trek.
We tried the Star Trek
trading card game.
It was not.
It wasn't that good.
Wasn't that good. The cards were fun.
As a game, or as art, or
the art was really nice, but basically all it was pictures from the show. They just did screenshots, printed it on the card, the characters, and the game. I don't know.
It was okay.
Was just, it did. You can tell it didn't really take off because you can't hardly find any of the cards anymore, and even if you can find them, they're very cheap because they're not really collectible. So I have a few upstairs that we kept because I am a big Trekkie and.
Yeah, very much Star Trek fans.
But they're not. It wasn't a great game. And then our kids actually, my sister-in-law lived in Hawaii for several years. And when Pokemon was first getting started in Japan, she had seen some of the cards in Japanese and sent them to us. Hey, your nephews, you guys want to play this? And they're like, sure. And they were like flinging them at each other. And evidently those Japanese Pokemon cards from the original prints are probably worth them now.
For sure.
Yeah, the ones we didn't keep.
The ones we didn't keep.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
it's the story with collectible card games.
Oh, another one.
We've all made really bad choices at one point.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes, I could have retired.
Yeah. Oh,
Don't think too hard on it.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Our kids enjoyed them, and they kept a few of them. But as far as like an investment thing, no, it was not. Not the wisest maneuver, but that's so pretty. It's even. I mean, I'm looking at it on the screen. I'm looking at it in person and trying to see if it really comes across how pretty the color is.
I'm trying to
I have a friend that wanted to start me on Pokemon. And I just remember it has just come out in Denmark, and I was like, nah, that's not gonna happen. Look at it, it's Pokemon. Forget about it. I should just have bought a few packs.
Yeah,
saved them and kept them somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, they had a
They had a Pikachu.
They had a Pikachu in Japanese from first printing, and
they bought
Charizard, and it's like.
But
it's just a cartoon game.
Yeah, and
it hurts.
It wasn't in English.
Yeah, that hurts. I don't even want to look at those things.
Yeah, I haven't looked. But the kids will tell me, and Mom, we could have bought a whole house with those cards. You just put them up. That's not why Auntie needs you for.
The worst part is actually true.
Yeah.
Well, Patty gets mad at me for not wanting to open my cards.
Cards should be played with.
I still have three boxes of unopened beta alpha, and she just pushes me to open them because cards should be played with. I'm like, but.
You're not. You should.
Don't open
I'm not Gollum.
It's not gold.
Fast.
Yeah, but I think right now alpha is so expensive that opening is actually a very risky business, opening those boxes.
Yeah.
Ooh, pillar.
I love that art.
Ooh.
Look at, I mean, that's like all these bodies. That's such a cool concept.
It's creepy.
It's
but
creepy,
cool.
but
It's
it's
very creepy. It was made into a playmat, and seeing it, in large version, ooh, it's creepy.
Yeah.
Ooh,
yeah. I have that playmat. I think I got that playmat from one of the. I'm
Rudy.
Yeah, I'm from. I've gotten all of his Patreon. Anything he sells, sorcery, I buy.
Ooh.
And so yeah, I have that playmat. It's actually really cool.
The two.
So you've also gotten the Frazetta promo cards.
Yes.
Yeah. If you want to go get them and show them on
Would you guys like to see them?
Yeah, for sure. That would be cool.
Okay. Let me grab them
Can you
real
get
quick.
around behind me, or do you need to get them when we're done?
I got it.
Okay, I'll keep looking through here. Scavenging Fiend. I'll tell you what, I'll just give you a little readout here. Do I have it up on the screen better? There we go. Buried Treasure. The Master Tracker. And then any foils hanging up back here? That's another. And Elvira is one of my new artists that I like.
Yeah, she
I
does
completely agree.
amazing work.
Yeah.
My favorite garden sorcery is the Amazon Warriors, also by her.
Mm-hmm.
I just love it. Actually, Sophie got me a print for my birthday.
Oh,
and,
nice.
All by herself. Elvira had sent another print and wrote happy birthday, and it's now hanging out on our wall.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. And speaking of Amazon Warriors.
Yeah, there we go. Trying to get the ring light is reflecting off of the plastic, but it's not coming out of the plastic.
No,
There's
it's
that one.
definitely not coming out of the
Yeah,
plastic.
that one's staying in the plastic. And then that one's my favorite art.
With the ring.
Yeah, that is very cool.
So yeah, I am absolutely planning, and I'll give him props. I'll give him big credit because he does allow his active duty and veterans to get orders in a little early.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And
So you have a better shot of actually getting.
And so I really very much appreciate that.
Cave in.
So it's the Rocky.
Another Melissa Benson.
Okay, I think this is the Rocky Horror Vampire. I really do.
Yeah.
Oh!
Wow.
Oh, you got one.
Amazing! Congratulations!
Oh my gosh.
And there's a foil back here too.
So the Rocky Horror
And the
Vampire
foil.
was hiding the
It's
Philosopher's
the
Stone.
Philosopher's Stone for you.
Wow.
You guys know about Rocky Horror, right? Are you familiar with?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rocky
Okay.
Horror.
This one you got in the same
Wow.
pack
And then
as
you-
Philosopher's Stone.
Foil. In the
Wow,
same
that's
pack.
That pack was absolute fire. Wow.
Wow.
That
I'm
is
shaking.
awesome.
Guys.
Congratulations. Yeah, that's amazing.
Wow.
That is
Perfect.
quite the pack.
Awesome. Are you
In
shaking
honor-
now, Patty?
And that was in the last row. There's only 3 packs left. So
And-
that was the
Oh.
last 4.
And
Wow.
honestly,
That pack was
honestly,
wild.
insane. Wow.
honestly, the Rocky Horror Vampire.
Yeah. And,
Yeah,
and
the
you
Rocky
know,
Horror Vampire is one of my favorite cards. It truly
Grim
is.
Reaper's an awesome card.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, you got more
That can
props.
really mess up some decks.
Yeah. That was a hell of a pack. Wow.
Wow.
It really was.
Patty gets to
I'll
open
give
all
you
the
a tag after
boxes.
that one.
Yeah,
You're like,
you
yeah, I'm at the tune.
Yeah.
I know it's
Another races.
yeah.
Not
it's
foil this time, but
so pretty.
great nonetheless.
And a belfry.
Yeah, Patty gets to open all the boxes from now on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. We'll send Patty our boxes as well.
Now you could just send me to Denmark. It might be almost.
Oh, right. Absolutely. Absolutely. That might be easier.
Patty's pack opening services.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow, that was
All
that
right,
was
pretty
awesome.
crazy. Everything it's going to go
That
down.
was a great box.
So, guys,
Well
we have
worth the
we have
wait.
a question that we usually ask in all of our talks and interviews, and I feel like it would be really fun to hear the answer. So we always ask, if you got to decide a theme for a sorcery set, what theme would you want that sorcery set to be?
Victorian London.
Oh, I love that one.
Mm.
Very
That would be
unexpected.
my favorite.
For
There's
me,
a
they're
lot
already
of
doing it with
good
Arthurian
ones.
Legends, to be honest with you. But mine would probably kind of be obscure. Ooh, wow, cool, a dark tower.
Another foil.
Have you ever heard of the author Roger Zelazny? He wrote a series of stories called The Nine Princes in Amber.
No.
No.
I strongly recommend you guys read those
They're
books.
fun.
That would be, I think,
Last pack.
I think a sorcery
That's back.
set based on that would be just incredible. And if you ever read the book, you'll understand why.
Is it a fantasy series or?
Yeah, it's fantasy.
Series,
Yeah. And here's the last pack. Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Oh, another cross pack.
Okay. Can we get
I
the
love
boots too? Slumbering
Yeah.
Giantess, very cool card.
Oh, wow. Puppet
Puppet
Master.
Master.
I don't think I've seen
Very
that one
nice.
in personal yet.
I have one of those.
Yeah, you want to put that someplace
Yeah.
special? And I think that's it.
That's
that
it.
That one pack was
That
fire.
was a very good box.
I mean, come on, 2 mixes and you get a P stone and a unique foil. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
That's a whole
Cannot complain about that also.
That was
I'm going to get these sorted out here real quick, and we'll put them up on the
up on the screen here.
screen here.
Did
So.
they do anything different for the
sorcerer?
boxes they're selling for the summer in store? Do you know?
I
Do you
don't.
need to open it and
think
find
so.
out? I don't think so
No,
either.
no, we don't.
Oh, don't open it. Okay, never
I
mind.
have plenty of those.
I don't know. That's why I was asking. I wasn't sure if they had done anything special.
So I'm going to lay out the foils so you can lay out the foils.
You lay out the
There's
We're
foils.
going to have a last look at all those beautiful cards.
No, the spoils are just amazing. There we go.
And
One of my favorite foils.
It's foils.
One of my favorite foils is the Pristine Paradise in foil. It's just gorgeous. Just absolutely gorgeous. So I'm just getting them separated
Yeah,
here.
get it.
Sorry. Let's see any other foils. How many foils do we have there?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 so far of the lands. I know we got more than that though. There's
Yeah, we should.
oh,
We also have the.
one that isn't foil. Or
Oh, what's good? Also the Abundance,
Yeah.
the Grim Reaper.
Silence.
you get another crown.
Okay. So I've gone through those cards. And oh, they're right here, Patty.
Oh,
Gosh.
like
I'm
I
like-
didn't think.
I'm like, I got no, there was more than that.
I was like, I thought there were more that weren't land.
That's unique. That's unique.
Yeah, just the Grim Reaper is the only one, and the Abundance. That's one I was trying to remember. And it's just not
That
there.
is definitely a decent amount of foils as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. So I'm pulling out the uniques now, and obviously you
Those
got to pull out the mixes.
Yeah.
You said the Pathfinder is unique. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
it is.
Yeah.
It's actually the only unique avatar so far.
I did not know that.
Your avatar finds the way to victory.
Elite, 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 elite.
Which means
So how do you know that?
Pathfinder?
Yeah,
You know, with the new deck changes, I
absolutely.
think it's going to be harder to play that with a bigger side deck.
I've never played the Pathfinder. I don't know how it plays.
It plays really well.
So
You don't have to worry about drawing sides. You
It
can
just happens.
and you're new.
Oh, wow.
You're really mobile. Your Pathfinder is going all around the map, and that can be really cool. And also, end up in a tough spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay, so for uniques we have the mouse run. And we'll do this over here a
Well,
little.
I'm trying to put them on top of each other. So it's
Well, we're going to end up having to. And then the pack with the devil. And then the Pillars of Zur.
Real gentle here.
Oh,
That one is so creepy, but cool.
Of course, the Pathfinder.
Yep.
So how many uniques is that?
One.
Well, you can't count the unique foil. Sorry.
That
No,
unique club doesn't count. Oh, sorry. That one's exceptional. Delete.
The mixes are over here.
I'll just let you do it.
The mix there. And then, of course,
Yeah.
There is a box.
That is quite
Yeah.
the box.
That was not a bad box.
that is, yeah.
Was it worth the wait?
No. No, it's never worth the wait. Sam. I want to open them.
but even if it wasn't worth the wait, it was definitely worth having it recorded because that was a
Yeah,
great box.
that's a fun box to have on video.
Yeah.
Now remember, when I say it wasn't worth the wait, it's because I buy them. I just want to open them. You know what I mean? So it absolutely was worth the wait to do it with you guys because we absolutely just adore your guys' channel, and your content is awesome, and we think you guys are really awesome.
I know it's really hard to do all that and raise kids and teach. So we really appreciate it.
Yeah, we really do appreciate all the hard work you guys are doing, especially for the community itself. I think that's absolutely awesome what you guys are doing. And the more people who are like you, who are who build up this community, I think it's going to be really successful. I truly do. And I mean, guys, if you think about it, we're 7 hours difference? Is that right? So it's kind of late at night for you guys for us to be doing this right now. And you have to work tomorrow. So thank you. Yeah, thank you very, very much for doing this with us.
It has been absolutely our pleasure. And I think, it's also about the community. It feels so rewarding to do it because people are just great. And it's just great to see the community also evolve. And I really hope that the sense of people being kind to each other and helping out continues even as the community grows. Mm-hmm. So I just think it's also everybody in the community just being kind and helpful and welcoming. It makes all the difference.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm going to try to get a Thursday night game going with me and a couple of my friends and just go to the local game store and just sit down in the middle of all the Magic and Pokemon players and just put the sorcery box, the actual box next to us, and we're going to start playing. Just let it sit there and see people ask questions and maybe kind of generate some interest that way.
I also think that Arthurian Legends, the box itself, is going to just have a lot of high appeal, and I think people will just be instantly drawn to it.
Yeah, I really want to buy the binder, and I really want to buy the card sleeves. I think they just look awesome. I don't know where to buy them. I don't think our LGSs are around here going to carry them. So I've got to figure out where to buy them online.
I think they will actually be on the website.
Oh, will they?
Yeah. We just don't know when quite yet, but I think they will be available on the website.
Well, I'm very looking for it. I think it's just beautiful artwork. I just absolutely love it. It is absolutely amazing. And so we really appreciate you guys.
It was fun to share.
Yeah, we've never been on YouTube. We're not going to be YouTube content providers.
You never know.
No, it's too much work. Too much work. You guys, we're too old for this. But it was very kind of you to let us do this with you. And
thank you.
And we have it recorded, so we can go back and look at the cool box we opened with Sophie.
Yeah, exactly.
It's going down the history books.
Yeah, and we pull a Philo stone.
Yeah.
Along with 2 mixes and a crown? Come on.
That is pretty epic.
Indeed.
We need to go back and buy another box.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do. Because I think they got 3 boxes left.
Maybe we should just round it off and then we can continue talking a bit after the recording.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Thank you again.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for having us.
Our pleasure. So, Jim and Patti, thank you for reaching out and thank you for sharing this wonderful box opening with us. It has been a blast, and also thank you for sharing all your insights and your great stories with TCGs and Dungeons and Dragons.
Our pleasure. Anytime.
Yeah, it was fun.
Amazing. Happy to hear it. If you enjoyed watching this video, please do hit the like button and consider becoming a subscriber. We would really appreciate it. Thank you.
Ring the bell.
Ring the bell. Bye.